To start things off, this is not a guide on how to be good at PvP. These are my overall stats. Not great. I'll show you something disgusting. This was season 0. I don't even want to look at that. I improved significantly. These are still bad stats because I make all those gun videos. But in general, I'm not that great at this game. I'm not the one to teach you PvP. All I want to do is show you all these little things that this game will never tell you. They're not in the tutorials. There's no pop-ups that say, hey, buddy, you need to know about this. The only way to learn about it is watching guides or just dying 1,000 billion times until you figure it out for yourself, like I did in season 0. Format this into most important to least important. So this is the shooting range. Here you can build any gun you want, get any ammo you want. It's all free. Here's a good one. P90. Here's a build. It says it costs this. It doesn't actually cost anything in the shooting range. You can just build it. You don't spend any money. And you can just practice any gun you want, put any attachments on it you want, put any ammo in it you want. Then you can come over here. It lets you put every tier of armor. It doesn't let you put visors, and not every armor and helmet that's in the game is in here. Not all guns do the same thing with the same bullets. This is high firepower. This is medium firepower. I'm going to show that in just a second. Avoid low firepower at all costs. I don't know if you've seen my other videos, but you're going to have a bad time. This is the MCX, medium firepower, 47 damage. This is an extended barrel HK, high firepower, 58 damage. Exact same bullet, different damage. Now, sometimes it's only like +2. MCX has a really short barrel, as you can see. That's why it does so little, but it's the same bullet. The bullet matters, but what matters a whole lot more is the gun. And also, if I put a short barrel on this HK, that also changes the 58 damage number. So now I have an HK with the shortest barrel. And now it only does 54 damage. While we're here, I'm also going to explain the difference of ammo tier and how important ammo is in this game and how infuriating this system can be. So think of white ammo, the lowest tier ammo, as hollow points. Think of this as diamond tip super duper AP. And as it goes up, it just gets more and more AP ability. This does high flesh damage. This does less damage than this, but armor piercing ability. So this will kill T5s and T6 much faster than this. So much faster, in fact, that you can completely mag dump a chest with this and pretty much nothing will happen. However, it does have a use, which I will also show. This is T5 ammo, the best of the 5.56. This is purple ammo, P3. And then this is white ammo. That wasn't edited. It really takes that long. You're probably wondering, why is white ammo even in the game then? And I'm going to show you why it's in the game. There's something called leg meta. When you shoot people's limbs, eventually it spreads to either their chest or head and kills them. So guns that have a high fire rate, you put shitty ammo in them, and they're good at doing that. Unfortunately, in a real game, this guy's probably going to be at an angle behind a box, hunched down. You're not going to be able to shoot out his legs. So it's a certain play style. There are people very good at it. It's just a certain way to play the game versus just running at everybody. Ammo is the most important thing in this game. Much more important than armor. Much more important. And I'll show you why. That's with the best armor in the game. This is with no armor at all. Saved you from 3 more bullets. Let me show you how fast this gun fires. Yep. It's ammo, boys. It's ammo, not armor. Now, armor can help against people if they're using less tier ammo. If they're all using T4, and you're the only one on the map in T6, yes, it can help. Maybe it'll help you from, you jiggle peek somebody, and they only hit you once or twice, and that's the difference. But in a head-to-head fight, this is a 900 RPM gun. Doesn't make a difference. So I hate to break your hearts, guys, but this is not entirely a skill-based game. It is an ammo-based game. If 2 people have the same ammo, same gun, because this gun in particular I got right now, it's getting nerfed, but it is broken. So we both have the same gun, we both have the same armor, we both have the same ammo, then skill comes into play. But John Wick is not winning a head-to-head fight with white ammo against this man who has 995 and an HK. It's just not happening. Even you have to run laps around people. It's not being slightly better, it's not being smarter. It's got nothing to do with your skill at all. That's just how the game is set up. In addition to ammo being silly sometimes, let me tell you, not all guns are equal. In fact, only a few of them are good. And it is really infuriating that they have so many guns in this game and only a couple are good. Like, I want guns to be innovative. I want people to be creative. I want, like, even the worst gun in the game is decent in the hands of an absolute demon. Unfortunately, that is not how this game works. But feel free to shop around. Look go into the shooting range. Look at all these different guns. Put whatever attachments you want on it. Put whatever ammo you want in it. Put whatever armor on the dummy you want. You can see what every single thing does. All right, what you just saw is what's known as a Ricochet. Different helmets in the game have different Ricochet chance. It goes low to high. Most actually have high, even really, really shitty helmets. And the way Ricochet chance works is bullet tier versus helmet tier, where the bullet hit on the helmet. Like very, very top of the head and sides, like angled shots, have a much higher chance to ricochet. But also the helmet tier versus bullet tier also matters. So I actually don't know if this has a high ricochet chance or not, but this is a really shitty helmet I put on this guy, right? So say I have a really good bullet. Even though it has a high ricochet chance, the chance is lower because the bullet is better. Doesn't mean it can't ricochet it. The strongest bullet in the game can be ricocheted by the lowest tier helmet in the game. It's possible, it just becomes less likely. And also the place that they get hit, it becomes less likely. But I could shoot him square in the forehead right here, and it can still ricochet. Also, visors can ricochet. It just happens far less. It will happen way more often if it's an angled shot or top of the helmet. I'll talk about my favorite topic, muzzle over bore. As you can see, it says 0 distance 50 meters, even though, and I can put it all the way to 100 with a red dot. Some scopes, like the long range scopes, you can do way more, but the default on every sight in the game is 50 meters. Obviously, this man is not 50 meters in front of me, so watch what happens. See how it's above his head, but still hitting his head? That's because of muzzle over bore. The barrel doesn't align with the sight until it's at 50 meters, and at 50 meters, it's exact. But right now, since I'm closer, it's slightly off. This can also hurt you in situations where, I don't know if I can recreate it right here, but like looking through a certain crack, and you think, yeah, I don't think I can recreate it. But there's spots in this game where maybe you're ADSing, they're really close, and you think, there we go. See right there. So say I see a guy here, it's like, oh, my dot's on him, I can hit him. Nope. I'm hitting this instead. You gotta keep it in mind, dude. It screwed me over so many times. When people are close range, it's better to hip fire. Like, especially if they're very close. Like, say they're this close, ADSing is gonna hurt you because you think that you're hitting the top of their chest, but really you're hitting their dick. And the last thing we're going to talk about just in the shooting range is arm blocking. Now, I can't make the dummies arm block, but I'll try to explain it. So, say this guy's got a good helmet on, and you're sitting here spraying him, and he's also ADSing at you. His arms will block in a big circle right here, making it so you think that you're hitting his chest, you think you're hitting his head, but you're actually hitting his arms. And what happens is his arms will get damaged, they'll go full black, and then the bullets will go through and start hitting whatever else. So if you're in a game, if you have a good PC, good graphics, good game sense, and you know that the dude in front of you has a really shitty helmet or no face protection, headshots are fine, they work fast, like that, instant kill. Most of the time. Most of the time, instant kill. But otherwise, like they were in a good helmet and you're just spraying and it's like, what the fuck? Like, how did he just eat 10 T5? I don't understand. It's because of arm blocking. It's an annoying mechanic, but it's part of the game. Let's talk about the different game modes. We have normal, lockdown, forbidden, solo ops. These are the main ones. You're going to start in normal, eventually unlock lockdown, eventually unlock forbidden. And solo ops is also forbidden, except it's solo. It's only solo players in it. I think there's 8. I believe that there's 8. There's also secure ops and team elimination. Team elimination is essentially team deathmatch. Actually, it's more like a search and destroy kind of thing. That one in particular. There is also a team deathmatch mode, but they like rotate. This is secure ops. In this mode, when you die, you don't lose your gun, your helmet, chest, any of your gear. The only thing you lose is like meds and ammo, and that's it. If it's in your case, you don't lose it, but if it's outside your case and you die, you lose it. But otherwise, you keep it. All the loot in it is reduced by like 70%. Some of it varies a little bit, but none of it is more than 40%. So it is the best way to practice PvP. The best. You can try things that you were too scared to try in a real game because you didn't want to lose your stuff, like jumping around a corner, how to push a certain angle. Unfortunately, there's only 2 maps for it, and it rotates. There's TV station and armory at the time I made this video. There used to be farm too, but they took it out. So right now it's on TV station. Also, great way to learn those maps because TV station and armory, there is no normal mode. It's just locked down and forbidden. So great way to practice. The best way to practice. So something else that Secure Ops is good for. If you have a mission that says bring out of the dark zone, you can do that in Secure Ops. It doesn't matter that you didn't literally get the item. If you left the raid with the item, it counts as finding it. This is the same for like you find a red, you leave the raid with a red. It counts for your trophy room as finding one of that item. Because some reds, it's like you need 10 lions before you can put out the upgraded lion. You need 3 secret docks before you can put out the big secret dock. If you find a secret dock in Secure Ops, that sucks, but you still found a secret dock. That's 1 of 3 for the trophy room. So anything like that, it can be done in Secure Ops. This says deliver 2 flammables. So this one, you have to actually find that item in raid and then deliver it to Joel to complete this mission. While we're on that topic, see these 3 boxes. You get 3 boxes once you bring out 500 dog tags. And you can bring out your friend's dog tag, doesn't matter. Also can be done in Secure Ops. This is like an Easter egg. I don't know what you want to call it. The game doesn't tell you about this, but when you first start playing, there's nothing here. When you get 100, you get 1 box, 200, and then 500. It's just a little thing. While we're in the trophy room, you can upgrade how much you can sell here. You can upgrade your stamina or something with living area. And then workbench. Workbench has crafting of ammo, but it's not economical. Okay? It's not. This is the only one where you can make like a tiny bit of money on. You spend the same amount of money as buying it, pretty much. So it's not like some games where like you become a crafter and you can make money crafting. It's just another way to do it, pretty much. And then this stuff, you have to max out your workbench, and the only way to get it is crafted. And this is like a self-revive kit. This is technically the best armor in the game. This is the best helmet in the game. And then this is thermal vision. You used to be able to buy all this stuff, but you can't anymore. Also, these stims are craft only. Red ammo is craftable. It's also findable in raid. It also used to be on the market. They took it off. And see, it takes 12 hours to get 30 bullets. It takes 20 hours to get 10 bullets of this. Best ammos in the game. A very basic breakdown of the three settings. Normal is where you're going to start. It has the worst loot rates. And it also has a 450k gear limit. So most players, they're not going to be in anything too great. But the loot is not good. You can find anything in the game. You can find the most rare item in the game in normal. It happens. There's people who, like their third game, they found Secret Dock. Like it happens. It's possible. It's just unlikely. You're maybe going to loot 50 safes, find one red. Maybe you're going to loot 3 safes, all 3 of them have a red. Anything's possible. It's an RNG system. Lockdown, slightly better loot, a 1 mil gear limit, so they're in a lot better gear, mostly full T5 players. Forbidden, no gear limit. They're in the best stuff in the game. Sometimes they're in some of the worst stuff in the game, and they're just there to grab loot and get out. That's cool, I guess. Solo ops, same as Forbidden, no gear limit. It's the same loot levels. So yeah. There's also covert ops. If you've ever played Tarkov, it's a scav run. It's slightly different in this. There's no reps or there's not many scav missions at all. So covert ops isn't really a mandatory thing you have to do. There's no unlocks for it. There's no special reason to do it. But if you just want to go in with dog shit guns, go ahead. So when you first start up, you might go against a player bot like this guy. This looks like a real player, but it's not. The game puts you against player bots. I thought it would be really funny if he killed me right there, but I guess he's using really bad ammo. Oh, he's using LPS. So they look like players. They have dog tags, but they're not. In the tutorials, it will throw you against all bot players. And then even when you level up and are on lockdown, you can still get one team on the map that's bots or 2 teams. It depends like how populated your server is at the time. But ranking up to Legend 50, it doesn't matter. You can still get them in lockdown. It's just something added into the game at some point. A lot of people hate it. But what I really want to talk about is if you're playing this game blind, you have no knowledge whatsoever, and you're playing, and the first person you come across is a bot operator, and you're killing them, and then you come across another one and you're killing them, you're feeling good. You're thinking it's like, oh wow, I'm really good at this game. I've killed the first 3 real players I ever saw, because you don't know. And it's a trick. It's a trick, a dirty trick. And then eventually you get into the real game and go against a real player who memorized the spawn locations, and you spawn here, and he knows there's a 23.4% repeating chance that if he spawned here and you spawned here, that you're going to be at this exact spot at that moment, and then you just get domed right away in your first real game. And it doesn't feel too good. Unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, but loot does not really match gear in this game. So the meta kit currently, like the very best maxed out meta kit in the game, costs about 4 million total. So you would think that if you're playing Forbidden, there's just reds raining from the sky and you're finding one in every single safe. No. There could be as many as 6 on the map. Usually there's only 1 or 2 on the entire map. Like I've looted an entire Forbidden map of safes to myself before, multiple times. They're not a very, very high spawn rate, even though everyone is spending 4 million a life. And it's unfortunate, but that doesn't mean there's not easy ways to make money. It doesn't mean you have to be the best player ever to make money. I'm a horrible player, and I still know all these ways to make money.
Really?
Last thing I want to talk about with loot, these are red items. They're shiny. I like shiny. If you want to play the game where you're like hiding, sneaking around, looting safes, trying to get, reds, nice golds, all that, and that's how you want to play, that's fine, but you're limiting yourself. If you ever eventually want to learn PvP, you're really just holding yourself back. PvP loot will always be better. In the tutorial, Joel is like, oh, you need to loot and get out and avoid players. That is a filthy lie. PvP loot is much, much better. Say I'm playing Forbidden in a 4 mil kit. I could loot 3 of these and I didn't pay for one of my kit because the loot rates don't match the economy at all. We're in a really bad economy right now in this game. It used to be the one red paid for like 3 T6 kits, but over the seasons, everything gets more and more expensive. The economy keeps inflating. The game never wipes. So it's like the worst state ever for PvP versus map loot, unfortunately. But play the game however you want. I'm just saying, I did it myself. I went through it myself. And then when time came for me to actually learn how to kill people, I had just been doing knife runs for months and knew nothing and had to basically learn the game despite playing it for hours on hours and hours before that. So this is one of the most depressing things. It's also controversial. I don't know why people don't believe me, but this is auto match. I can click this on. I might get a teammate. I might not. I might be placed in a 4 man. I might not. A 2 man, a 3 man. All sorts of different things can happen. However, this game is not even teams. There is 4 teams on a map. I don't know if airport is going to be different and have 5 or 6 teams. I don't know. But there's usually 4 teams of real people. And those teams are made up of 4, 3, 2, or 1 players. So it's about 11 players total, give or take. It can change. It can be less even on Forbidden. It can be more even on Forbidden, but it's never like 16 people. It's always just one 4 man versus one 3 man versus one 2 man versus one guy, or any combination of that, adding up to 11. So you're playing solo and you're just going against a 4 man. It's like that fucking sucks. Like, even if you're good, if they're good too, you're fighting 4 people that are as equally skilled as you. It's pretty hard to win because you kill one, the other 3, they know where you are. It's rough. It's a rough time. It's hard as a solo. You got to play different. You got to play smarter. It's just a rough time. There are people that can do it. There are absolute demons out there, or just people that they're not demons, but they just figured out how to do it because they did it so much. I've occasionally solo wiped Forbidden. I don't do it consistently. I definitely don't do it running across the entire map, but I occasionally can. But in general, when you auto match, you're not going to find a team. The reason for that is because there's a limited amount of team slots and there's a limited amount of player slots. So say a 4 man queues together and a 3 man queues together, we're all queuing for normal farm. And then I'm sitting there queuing solo. It's like, well, I already got my 4 man, I already got my 3 man, and I got these other 2 guys, and then I got this solo. So I'm going to throw the solo in because they're the hardest one to find, the hardest one to fill that last team slot, and I can start the game faster. That's how the system works. There's 2 types of missions in this game. There's game missions, as I call them. I don't know what anyone else calls them, but I call them game missions. So every single person, no matter what season they joined, they have these missions. Each season seems to be adding to these, but these are all the game missions. There's some rewards. There's a storage upgrade right here. I
Many
don't
talented
remember.
operators were unable to do this job,
This last mission
but you're
apparently gives
stronger
you an
than they are.
AK-74. Not that great, but those are the game missions. There's also season missions. This was introduced in season 1, part 1. I think this one you got a Mosin camo. Each one there's like special camos, but in season 3 they introduced the titanium case, which is a 3x3 case. So you don't have to pay any money, do all 60 of these missions, and you get a 3x3 case for the rest of the season for free. The missions are tedious, time consuming, annoying. However, none are difficult. It's all time sinks. Like the hardest ones are kill a boss on Northridge a couple times because he's does not have an 100% spawn rate. The map is really big. He can be in 5 different locations. It's annoying, but none are difficult. It's not like Tarkov where find 100 of this and then dance in a circle and then no scope a dude across the map and then maybe it will work unless it's bugged. It's not that bad, but that's how you get the 3x3 case. I'm going to show you a neat trick with storage. I think when you start, you only get like 2, right? Obviously, I've been playing so long, I have completely maxed out. I bought all the storage upgrades. We're about to get another one next season, but let me show you the cowhide trick. So this is a cowhide bag, and inside it is another cowhide bag. And inside that is a rush tack, and inside that rush tack is 2 commander rigs. And inside that, I have all this space. So it turns like 20 slots into like 50 something slots. This is the meta for saving space. You can also use FA multis instead of commander rigs, and that is 2 less slots than a commander rig. So these are usually pretty expensive. FA multis are also expensive, just less. So it's a lot of people just use multis instead. Is for $10 you can buy a 6-slot case, you get storage, you get more sales per week, you get all this nice stuff, the big keychain. That's $10. Okay, $10 a month. So say I buy that. I don't actually have one right now to show you, but you get trial cards. It'll be like premium case 7-day trial, keychain 7-day trial, 30-day trial, premium elite 30-day trial. If you have one of those cards, you get them from missions. Sometimes an event will give it to you as like the last reward, all sorts of different stuff. If you use that when you already have premium, see it says 116 days left. If you use it when you already have premium, it adds half that value onto your premium subscription. So say it's a 30-day one, I get 15 days added to my paid subscription. I didn't buy 5 months. I had like 20 of those things saved up. Saw a post about this and then used them all at once, and this was all the way at like 190 or something crazy, dude. So that's awesome. The game's never going to tell you that. It's a neat little trick. This video took a while to make because I'm really bad at long form, and that's why I don't stream. But I appreciate everybody who watched, and for all the genuinely new players that know nothing about this game that are watching this right now, welcome to Kimona.